Hey guys, Rupesh here and welcome back to another amazing video. So today I'm going to review the book of Goosebumps, of course, and today I'm going to review three books, which are Monster Blood and The Curse of Mummy Stone and Let's Get Invisible by R L Stine. So what are we waiting for? Let's begin with the first book. So, in this book, there's not much big thing. In Monster Blood, there are about 8 characters, which is Evan Goss, which is the main character. He's a boy, and Mrs. Goss, Mr. Goss, Andrea, Aunt Catherine, Rick, Tommy, and Trigger, which is a dog. So Trigger is a dog of Evan. So he lives with his Aunt Catherine. Actually, he lives with his mom and dad, but they have to go to another city to find a house. So they went, and he was alone with his aunt, who was the deaf. She couldn't hear anything. But what to do? There's nothing more option than this. He had a Cocker Spaniel dog, which is Trigger, of course. It was good because having dogs with him, it's very funny. It's kind of fun. It gives us joy, and I love dogs. If anybody don't like it, I love it. So this book with dog is my favorite, and he was just going out for a walk so that he could see all the society and he could get a friend so that he could not be bored. And he got a friend who is a girl, which is Andrea. Her pet name is Andy, and she and he both were going to a shop so that they could see something, and they got a bottle with a liquid which is called as Monster Blood. Okay, Monster Blood. There are no monsters who aren't Monster Blood. So they took it because it was very liquidy and very cold. So they took it and kept it in Evan's house, Aunt Catherine's house. And she had a cat. Aunt Catherine had a cat which scared Evan to death at the starting of the book. So this is kind of good. I love these jump scares like things. So this was kind of good, and they were continuing till one time the Monster Blood, they took it and played it as a ball and bouncing back, bouncing back. And one time Trigger ate it, and he was growing bigger. A Cocker Spaniel might be like this much, but he was growing bigger and bigger and bigger. Don't know. He was like this much height. So he was just like a ponytail. A pony, which is like a horse. And they went to the hospital nearby, and the doctor said, "He seems very fine to me. How can a dog the height of this be very fine?" That is the question. And this continued. They played, and this Rick and Tony, they are bullies. They just bullied these people 2 times, and both the time Trigger, the dog, have saved them, which is kind of good. And this continued. One day, the cat was not a real cat; it was a witch, and she created the Monster Blood, and she made Aunt Catherine deaf. And I hate the ending. It's not much fun. She got a taste of her own trap, and she died, and all the Monster Blood got sucked out, and Monster Blood over. And Aunt Catherine was free. She could hear. She could hear, that is the main thing. And she was not allowed to learn sign languages because of this cat. So here ends the first book, and The last is not much funny than I thought. It's just like a fairy tale. A cat will become a monster, and the monster dies at his own trap. And yeah, and what? I'll not tell you the last part. It is not funny, but I'll not tell you. It's a secret. Coming on with the next book, which is The Curse of the Mummy's Tomb. In this, there is not much to tell about. Their mom, dad, Gaby, Uncle Ben, and Sarah Ahmed. Ahmed is a man who works with Uncle Ben, and Uncle Ben is a great astrologist who goes to pyramid and search something. And mom and dad and Gaby, the Gaby is the main character who is a boy. I didn't heard a name Gaby before. Actually, his name is Gabe, but Sari calls him Gaby because he was like a girl, and Sari is a boy. I mean, she's also a girl, but she acts like she is the best in everything, but she's not. And they all went in investigations with Uncle Ben in the pyramids, and mom and dad have to leave Gaby in this home, which in this Egypt, because they got work in other city, so they had to go. And he did, and Gaby decided that he will stay with Uncle Ben, and that's it. They went and he stayed here, and they all went to investigate inside the pyramid, which is about a large pyramid. It is very large, and I haven't seen any pyramid. I love to see it. But the main problem, you all know, very thirsty, bro. We have to take about 8 to 10 bottles there, which will be emptied when you land in Egypt. So this is kind of funny. And when they went investigations, one day Ahmed, the man who worked with Uncle Ben, tried to kidnap Gaby and Sally. This was very evil, and they all ran away for their lives, and they didn't tell to Uncle Ben. And at the next day, what happened, Ahmed is actually the helper of a mummy. All the mummies woke up and they all started attacking. But Ahmed, by mistakenly, threw the key and all the mummies saved him. The mummies rose because Gaby had a mummy hand, and that mummy hand gave signal to the mummies. Yeah, so this was the end of Ahmed. They enjoyed in one time. Gaby took the hand. After these problems, Gaby took the hand and said, Om Sambushi and Chanto, give all the mummies their life. And the door was knocked. There were two shadows, and that's their mom and dad. They came from their work and they were free. So this is the end of this, The Curse of the Mummies, to the next book, which is Let's Get Invisible. So this is the latest book which I read it about today, and this is good. I love this. From these three books, I will tell the rankings from the last two first. The three books which I am doing in order, I will tell that first book is Let's Get Invisible, which is my favorite, and The Curse of Mummy's Tomb, and Monster Blood. I don't like Monster Blood much. I have heard that this Monster Blood's 3 parts, so I'm eager to read all the parts. And in this book, there's nobody. There's nobody? What do I mean? I mean that there's Max, Lefty. Lefty? Is this a name? You all will be searching, but no. His real name is Noah, but he catches at left hand. So they call him Lefty. And Whitey, which is a dog, and Zach, Aaron, April, mom, dad. Zach, Aaron, April are the friends of Max, and mom, dad, grandpa, grandma. These are all the characters. And Max lived in his grandma's house, which Grandma had a new house, so they gave them the old house. Old house. It had an attic. In that attic, there was a mirror. In this book, it's like a kid is writing this book. He goes to his past and tells the story to us. So everything goes on awesome, and that mirror in front of it, there was a light. Max, April, Lefty, Zach, and Erin, they all went to the attic, and Max pulled the bulb. Actually, the chain in which the bulb was glowing, and he was invisible. So what he did, he pulled the chain back, and after a few seconds, he was back visible. This is kind of awesome. And they continued to play like this whenever they come to their house. So this was happening for a long time, and one day, Zach made the world Guinness record like things because he did 15 minutes. Wow. And Erin, she did 10 minutes. Okay. And Max was forced to do by Zach and Erin. Why? They both were different after coming after invisibility. Why? When Max got invisible, he said, I will beat Zach's record. And he went into the mirror. And who was there? There was his reflection. And there were Erin and Zach. The difference was Erin and Zach, the one who was friend of Max for a long time from the childhood, is there in the mirror. But the ones who were there outside were their reflections. And April, she didn't have any reflection because she didn't went into the invisible thing. So he just tried to go, but his reflection was not leaving him, and they were fighting. They just struggled, and when he went out, the reflections came to catch him, but he was invisible. How could they catch him? So he ran away, and he saw Lefty, his brother, and he said, do something. And he broke the glass, and Max was visible again. And the reflections of Erin and Zach went into the mirror, and Erin and Zach, the real Erin and Zach, came back. And this end of this invisibility is over. And what happened? When they were playing softball, only Max and Lefty always loves left hand. So he throws always in left hand. But to Max's horror, he threw it in right hand. So this means that Lefty is an reflection of the real Lefty. So the glass is broken, real Lefty cannot come again. And this is the end of this story, which is very funny and I love it. And I suggest you go to any library or any shop and take the book and enjoy yourself. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to click that like button and press the subscribe button and press the bell icon so that you could stay tuned for my next updates. So until then, stay home, stay safe, and goodbye.